Big Short, 2015 film directed by Adam McKay, previously known mostly for collaborations with Will Ferrell on his dumb comedies. This time around, while still keeping his ties to comedy as a genre, he tackles a much more serious subject. So the film tells the story of the 2008 financial crisis and the collapse of the housing market in the US. More specifically, it takes a look at the underlying cause of it, the greed of the big banks and the rating agencies in regards to mortgage bonds, especially, and the few people who have predicted the coming apocalypse way ahead of time. Predicted and bet on it coming, which at the time to most people seemed like lunacy, but eventually proved to be 100% correct. So we watch these people figure out the holes in the system and, on the one hand, try to exploit them to profit off of them, but also, in the case of some of them, be utterly shocked at just how corrupt the system is. So I just watched the film for the second time, and I have to say it's still as brilliant as on the first view. Perhaps its biggest achievement is that it takes a story filled with difficult terms and concepts and presents it to the viewer in a way that is not just digestible, but super fun and engaging. It uses all the tools at its disposal to make the film as tight and briskly paced as possible. There's a lot of comedy and jokes. There is voiceover narration when needed. There are quick dynamic montages at various points in the movie, and there are celebrity cameos sprinkled throughout to help understand the more difficult concepts. It's just a very complete package where everything comes together and works fantastically. From the script, the cinematography, the music, the editing, it's like you hop on a supersonic train that just takes you on a journey, never once slowing down. The pacing of the film is excellent. Speaking of acting, as one of the things that I mentioned, the movie has a killer cast. Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt. Then there's the celebrity cameos that I also mentioned. They include Margot Robbie and Selena Gomez. I've read that a lot of people involved in the movie did it for less than their usual fees because they were so interested in bringing the story to life, to immortalize it and put a spotlight on it, bring it to the public's attention, because it is an important thing to understand what happened then and to perhaps take something out of it. Even though it seems like the major players themselves, the banks, the financial institutions, the governments, haven't really done anything since to prevent another crisis like that coming in the future. All those things I already sort of knew and thought about after my original watch of the film. This time around, I suppose the things that impressed me the most were the performances, especially Christian Bale as he is just bloody amazing as Dr. Michael Burry. And another shout out to Ryan Gosling, who is probably the most just energetic presence in the film. Between his actual physical role and his voiceovers, he really is the motor behind moving the story forward, and he executes that perfectly. To me, it's just an excellent movie all around.